MakingStarWars.net.
Hello, I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net, and this is the Fun House. The Fun House. What's up, Fun House?
It's where Dengar and all the bounty hunters were during Boba Fett. They got invited to an episode of Funhouse. Couldn't pass it up. So
yeah. Today we're going to talk about Star Wars and Book of Boba Fett doing all right, and we're going to talk about some other stories if you missed them. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. It's going to be crazy. And make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel and become a Patreon supporter. If you don't, then you're going to be cursed. But if you do become a Patreon supporter, I can promise you that you'll become a Force Ghost in the afterlife. That's a pretty good deal, right? That promise, that guarantee.
Technically, the Force Ghost you want here in the normal life. The afterlife is where you don't want to end up. The Force Ghost is how you hang around, so you don't have to go to the afterlife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because it's got to be pretty boring in the afterlife. Right?
Yeah,
like they don't have frozen yogurt or boba or.
No, it's great. It's great. Everybody who's ever died that was cool is probably there. If you think about it,
you can't sit on logs in the afterlife, can you?
I mean, so, you can't really go see Freddie Mercury and John Lennon tonight, but in the afterlife,
I'm saying,
as a Force Ghost, you can do that.
If you can sit on logs, then you can sit on rides, and that means you can go to Disneyland, Star Wars Galaxy Edge as a Force Ghost forever, right? Just ride your own rides over and over again.
So that's why you should become a Patreon supporter of the Making Star Wars show, and all your wildest dreams will come true. So, yeah. Anyways,
pretty interesting wildest dreams, Jason. So let's get on.
Yeah, but that's how you get people to become Patreon supporter, dude. Okay. All right. So, this was an article I keep meaning to get to, and I forgot. And then Rob mentioned it, and I was like, oh yeah, let's get that out of the way. So, the Book of Boba Fett finale viewership 36% higher than The Mandalorian season 2 closer. Disney Plus's one finale of Lucasfilm's Book of Boba Fett clocked 1.5 million U.S. households, according to Samba TV from the show's Samba. Yeah. The show's Wednesday to Sunday run. The 36% higher than the 5-day finale draw of The Mandalorian season 2. Blah, 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 blah. So it did better, okay? Some might argue that the viewership's uptick here boils down to an increase in Disney Plus subscribers, which were 11.8 million to 129.8 worldwide at the end of their recent Q1. However, the streamer for the first time ever reported its US and Canadian portion, that being 42.9 million subs.
Okay.
That's
a lot of math. I'm not.
I'm like,
right. I just stare into the. I'm drawing it, and I'm like staring into the void when you're doing the numbers, man. I'm like, I don't know what this means.
Well, yeah, I'm like, I guess I don't get how 11 to 129, like 11.8 to 129 seems like a lot. I don't really understand what they're.
I was drawing in math class mostly too, so like this is pretty standard for me.
but I mean, I'm also not fucking stupid. I can generally understand the difference in numbers, and they're not explaining it.
You are smarter than me. I do.
I don't know about that, but I'm just not completely stupid all the time. But anyways, so the Book of Boba Fett was negative 12% from the 1.7 million U.S. households it pulled from an episode 1 over its first 5 days. Blah blah blah. Okay, so it's like a bunch of boring shit. So, but there's a couple of things to like take away from here. So I think if you're doom and gloom, what are you going to say, Rob? What are you going to
say? What can we say? If I'm doom and gloom, well, the subscribers went up, so naturally the numbers would go up. But people hated it, so it doesn't matter if they watched it. Will they ever rewatch it? I guess that would be the doom and gloom.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, they have more subscribers, so of course more people are going to be watching it. But what does the bottom line actually mean from that is the important thing, and that's that Disney fans and Star Wars fans we're all mindless consumers with total shit for brains. And it means a fuck ton more people saw it. And that means more idiots, more suckers born every day to buy more shit. So in the end, it's actually is a really good thing for them, probably. You know what I'm saying? For like every single time.
I know what this means. It means that I now have to go have children so I can appreciate Star Wars shows now.
No,
I've been told that.
No, it doesn't help.
Told that the only way they get it is that like, hey man, I got kids and now I get the show. We have good times. I'm like, well, that means I got tell my wife, I'm like, hey, buckle up. You know, because they age these kids. You know,
when you're watching a cartoon, when you're watching Bad Batch, that's when that happens. Live action Star Wars, my kids the fucking exact opposite of adults for various reasons. Like I said, my kids, when they saw Luke Skywalker, didn't go, "Oh my god, it's Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi." Like they were like, "Yeah, he's always around. That's Luke Skywalker. I just saw him in 3 movies, and he's in the other movies, and he was in Mando." Like it's not special to them, and the deep fake stuff doesn't blow their minds because it is. They have no. It doesn't matter. So to them, it's just like, oh, there's Luke just being kind of uptight, giving Grogu a choice that I don't like. And so it's like
if they had given Luke googly eyes, your kid would have been like, "Whoa,
all about it." We put googly eyes on the Oculus Quest, and they're just like, "Ha, this is so fun!"
Right? And look, that again, that's why we should always trust kids to just, the mind of a child, right?
Yeah,
brilliant fucking delivery on that, I might add, and just a wonderful fucking line. So glad it exists, so fucking glad. That one was written down, shot, edited, released, re-released, released in 3D, canceled, no 3D release, wondering if it'll ever get released in 3D, referenced on the show.
They consider redoing it again in 3D. That happened too.
I was going to do that in the Tim Rogers voice, but no one but you seems to fucking understand.
No one knows who that is.
But just imagine all of that in the Tim Rogers voice. It's even funnier.
Oh yeah, no, it's... I mean, I appreciate it, but they don't get it. Last night I covered the Bell Organa's back stuff. Do you have anything to add to that, or should I just go back to the other story?
It just sounds like the stuff that's on his back, like back knee, or like he does start, like remember when Bane had all those pimples and they were like, he's taking steroids to get buff. I'm like, no shit. Tom Hardy doesn't just walk around all buff. Wonder how that worked out. Oh, it's really weird because he's in a mask. Anyone could have been taught. He didn't have to. He didn't have to be there for that. Like
that is the power of the Hardy, dude.
So weird.
Yeah, I mean Tom Hardy is so famous that they named half of the Carl's Jr.'s on the other side of the country after him. That's what I heard.
Now, do you think he had to talk his significant other out of naming their kid Party?
Party Hardy. That's he's dumb for not making that his name. I mean, when you become an actor, you're just like, yeah, now I'm Chaz Coxsmith. You can be whatever you want when you're an actor. So yeah, Party Hardy would have been great.
I know.
Yeah. But But anyways, there's an article up on the MakingStarWars.net about Jimmy Smits being back as Bell Organa. And if you've canceled me and you want to go read it from someplace else, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and do that. Yes, because it's kind of funny like doing this. Like classically, everybody. It's funny because everybody profits from the work that I do, basically more than me, and then at the same time, though, isn't willing to at least be like, "Hey, buddy," for the most part, like. These people make no sense, but they'd rather report on fake news, I guess. So yesterday there was some casting stuff, not casting news, but casting details, I guess. So the Illuminati posted some new details about the live action project filming at Manhattan Beach, California this summer. The project is codenamed Grammar Rodeo. The cast are all children. I'm guessing the codename essentially means Wild Grammar School. That's kind of how I'm decoding it. And the rumor is
like
that
a Sesame Street bit we never got, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's like Well,
you, but
it's
not with
what's
Rocco.
it's what's funny.
Sorry.
What's funny. I mean, no, if it ends up being that, it's what's funny about the like all of the codes that they always use is they're always like they think they're so clever that the codes usually give it away. So I'm curious if this is one of those instances again. The Lucasfilm holiday gift to employees this year has Tales of the Jedi listed as a new production. So maybe this is it.
I forgot about that.
So that's, and once again, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. You know what I mean? But
It doesn't really fit Stranger Things in Star Wars, though, right? Like,
or maybe the Stranger.
Do you give the Stranger Things bit to?
I don't know. I mean, for all I know, somebody was just like, oh, it has kids and it's like an adventure and Stranger Things is what I know. You know, I know Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. It could just be that. I have no idea. I mean, because when I hear Stranger Things, you're like, what do they do? Are these Star Wars kids investigating paranormal activity in the Star Wars universe? I don't think it's that. So I just think it means it has a cast of kids and an ensemble of kids, you know?
They're like, look what I found. And it's just like some dog shit on the ground. And then Yoda goes, the mind of a child.
Yeah. But the details appear to be gleaned from casting grids. And if so, this is what agents see to put their clients up for a part. So the names can be coded, or sometimes they're actually the names used on screen. For instance, when the Illuminati reported on Drash and Scad, those names were reported by them in the report and used on screen. So this could be a combination of codes and real names, or all coded. You know, it could really be any of that stuff. So the first is a character named Wyatt. Oh, Wyatt Earp. Wyatt, age 11, any ethnicity. Wyatt yearns for great adventures, but finds his attention easily diverted. He wishes to be the hero in any situation he finds himself in. Wyatt is described as a series regular. So once again, there was hints that this was during the High Republic era, and if that's the case, and and with all these kids, and he yearns to be the hero in the situation, that's kind of, in a weird way, a good indication that these are Jedi. If we want to read into it, once again, last time I'm going to say this: we have no fucking idea in reality, but I'm just going to go and I'm going to play with it. So I'm going to play with it and be like, hey, if he wants to be the hero, usually in Star Wars, kids don't try to be heroes who aren't Jedi. Just going to say based off of the history of the franchise so far. So it does sound like he is Padawan. And Ned, age 11, any ethnicity. Ned is described as Wyatt's bashful best friend. Ned is kind with a massive heart, but also tends to be a rules follower. That being said, Ned is often pulled into Wyatt's adventures. Ned is described as a series regular. So essentially, Wyatt is Alvin, and Ned is Simon. Or wait, and Theodore.
Theodore.
Yes.
No,
Theodore.
Alvin wants the adventure. That's Alvin.
Alvin.
And then
Alvin's Wyatt.
Is Simon.
Your roles is Simon.
Theodore wants to eat. Who's the fat kid? There's a fat
kid. The fat kid.
There's a fat kid. Come on, someone's casting it.
Faye.
The next description.
Yeah, Faye. Fat kid. Faye is a fat kid, fat fucking eater who does the truffle shuffle using the fork. He can fucking truffle shuffle up and down the midi-chlorians out of his fat fucking man titty. No. Okay, it says,
I told John that will get us what we want. We just have to put what we want in there, and don't beat around the bush.
Faye, age 12, nine binary actor, any ethnicity. Faye is described as rebellious and extroverted, but as 12-year-olds, they already have a chip on their shoulder. Faye is described as a series regular. So no fat kid there. At least probably
maybe
not.
Extroverted is code for fat because they're extra.
Extra. Oh no!
Look, I'm not smart. All right,
you're not.
I'm just
no.
I'm not.
No, I'm not either. That's why I'm here.
And I don't think it's bad to guess.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I mean, like classically with those tropes, you would have the more chubby kid come in after those two. Okay, we're not wrong. I mean, and
some people know the chubby kid's the one I relate to. So you're making fun of people with body problems. Fuck you. I've always struggled with weight. Like, I love peanut butter. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, well, or how about you learn how to think a fucking joke, you fat fuck? Anyways, Kylie, age 12, young woman, any ethnicity. Kylie is Faye's best friend and is described as serious, intelligent, and keeps her emotions guarded behind a wall. Kylie is also a series regular. So basically we have the adventure kid and the uptight kid. Then we had the adventurous non-binary girl, probably, or
I guess
not.
that's the
Not,
cool one,
I shouldn't say girl,
that's
but yeah,
that's
the cool one. Yeah,
they're extroverted, so they're extra.
Yeah, and then who's not born male is, I think, basically the point of that. And then age 12
so Corey Haim.
and then we got Kylie, who's the female Corey Feldman. Age 12, young woman, is best friend described as serious and intelligent. So
talks like a raccoon that can talk. I always imagine, you know what it is? Corey Feldman did Donatello's voice, and I can't unhear Donatello now. I need Corey Feldman as Donatello's voice.
And then the Illuminati. So basically, okay, I'm gonna rearrange this. Okay, up top here, we got Wyatt, aka Zach Morris. Then we got Ned, aka Screech. Then we got Faye, aka the non-binary Kelly Zabrowski. No, it's Kelly.
No, that's extroverted. Kelly is not extroverted.
Kelly was pretty extroverted, don't you think? And then Jesse is the opposite.
Oh, I was thinking Jesse. So Kelly. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking
Kelly,
Jesse.
and then Jesse. But Jessie does take those caffeine pills, and she goes, "I'm so excited!" So expect that to happen. So and then right here we got our Belding. The also mentions they are casting a man in his 30s to 40s as a series regular, aka Mr. Belding. Yeah. So it's probably Jedi kids. Oops, I left a letter off. Of course, always got to have some typos. That's how you know it's authentic. If there's ever not a typo, that's me sending a call for help. So if this is Tales of the Jedi, it may not be Tales of the Jedi either, but it makes the most sense if they're putting it on.
Why would Tales of the Jedi be the one with the Stranger Thing kids? It's such a weird. Look, if that's the case, we got to have a serious talk.
Why is it called Book of Boba Fett? I still don't know, Rob. I still don't fucking know.
Like, if this is true, we got to really have a talk with them about their naming conventions. It's not like these are bad names. It's just don't understand. Man, if they're all sitting around a campfire and it's just these kids telling different stories of Jedi and shit, and we got to see it through their eyes and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen that episode of Batman. I don't want to see it again.
No, it definitely won't. They definitely won't do that. They won't
Or
do
does every
any
season
kind
be
of
different? Would that be it?
No.
It's like this season would be Stranger Things kids, and then if they do it again, it would be a different Jedis.
You want to know what I think it is? Okay. Well, want to know what I think it is? My guess is it's called Tales of the Jedi because they fucking tested the name and it tests well. And then after that, they're like, well, it's they're not going to call it fucking little Jedis. You know what I mean?
You know what they did? They ran it by James, and James liked it, so they're using it because they can win him over.
They can win James over. Anybody can. No, but I think that's where they're going with this, right? They're going with little
Jedis, though.
Little Jedis, yeah. And I think
LIL.
They're just gonna have. They're just gonna get into various fucking probably adventures. It's probably going to be serious, but not super serious. It probably won't have like really huge arcs, maybe.
And then the Corey Feldman Jedi sings "What Up with the Young Ones." That's her song,
right? Her song. Man, did you watch the new season of Cobra Kai?
All the way through.
Yeah, I really liked it, but why did they have that American Idol country singer fucking come in and sing that?
It wasn't a Jack Black. I know. I don't know.
Why or I mean, it either should have been doing one of the songs from the original Karate Kid films, like a cover, or it should have been that guy doing a new song.
Well, it was a cover.
It wasn't a cover.
Yeah.
It is that. It was so bad.
It's a musician with a form of music that doesn't appeal to fucking Iron Eagle, dude. You know, and like
it made no sense.
It makes no sense. However, the guy who was the announcer for that motherfucker they gotta hire him to announce everything. I want that guy to announce Disney Plus Day. I want that guy to fucking announce everything. Celebration, every Hall H panel. He's so good.
Right. Yeah. How about we just don't do anything that we've been doing and just stop doing that stuff? That would be.
Hold on. I sense a disturbance in the Joel Williams I sense someone sniping at me, James. Jason,
what?
Am I right?
What happened?
Right? I sensed someone's complaining about me.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't see the screen, but I feel it. If there's a tremor in the YouTube,
I'm trying to send Jesse the invite. This fucking guy.
I blocked him. No.
This fucking guy.
Star Wars Santa I blocked, and then I blamed Jesse, and now I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, this fucking guy though. He's like, hey, invite me 10 minutes after the show starts. You know what time the show starts. You're tardy.
Me blaming Jesse for banning Santa is the lil lie. LIL lie. It's the lil lie. Lil lie.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So when it comes to the concept of it, it's I think going to be a pretty easy one to like get down on. At the same time, when they're making so many various arcs in Star Wars for different groups and stuff like that, I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing. I don't think every single thing has to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think everything has to be. I don't think everything has to be like for me. Like Mandalorian is for me, but if they want to make something that's made for 12-year-olds, I don't think that's bad. In fact, it's probably good as long as that they're not condescending. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as
But that's where I feel Boba Fett fails, is that it's condescending, and the scapegoat when Star Wars doesn't work for people like me is that, well, it's not really for you, it's for the kids. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think if I am to be okay, only thing I'm critical about right now is that this thing's called Tales of the Jedi and it's little kids. Like we think. I hope it's just something else that they haven't named yet. And Tales of the Jedi is literally like an anthology show. Like that I would like that. But I guess that's not going to happen. I saw that look on your face. I'm like, nope, that's Jason's pretty spot on with your
I just think that like if it whatever it happens to be, it should or it would be fitting to an anthology series. Like I don't disagree with you there, but if they're just doing Jedi kid stories, Tales of the Jedi is gonna fit for that.
That's where something like the Ninth Jedi was a great fucking name for something like that. You know what I mean? When Star Wars,
but who's it?
A feature of a kid Jedi. You know what I mean? Like it's there's other naming conventions, and it's just I don't look, man. When they invoke something from 1990s Star Wars and then completely change it, like it's just weird. It's
I mean, when we find out someday, when we find out it could have been called Rebel Rascals, we're going to be flat. Tales of the Jedi.
Could have been called Funhouse in space, and I get it.
Yeah, I would watch Funhouse in space.
Sithy things like.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a hard time imagining though that they would do a series about kids and not give those kids lightsabers, because on one hand I think that's a pretty big draw for them. And you know what I mean, and they
want kids to want to buy. They probably, I'm going to be honest, the cynical side of me says lightsaber sales are down, and they need kids to buy some lightsaber toys, man. Seriously.
If they could actually react in any way with like any speed, I would totally agree with you on that. But they're like, oh, lightsaber sales are down. Well, in 2016, that's by the time they get into.
I hear you, but they do act. But I've been on that phone call. They do.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
You know, and they take forever to change, but they definitely see that stuff and they do react to it. It's just the pipeline is sluggish, you know.
Yeah.
So they know, hey, we know we can take the hit now, but if we get it out in 2 years, then we know we can definitely run merch for the next 3 years straight, you know. And maybe these actors grow, we could spin off. So there's the upside to this is better than the downside to this. That's what I'm saying. It's like when you put all like the positives of doing it, they far outweigh the negatives. The only real negative I could really see on their end is these fucking kids can't act, man. Or if they're directed poorly, then you just got. I mean, that's Stranger Things. How many other shows have pulled off what Stranger Things did? Right? I can't think of one. They've tried. I've seen those trailers come and go. This is like Stranger Things, but it's this. And I'm like, remember when Die Hard was big? It's like Die Hard, but this. No, it's like Stranger Things, but I haven't seen any other thing pull Stranger Things off.
The point I always try to make, but it's always in context, so it never comes across. It's always context of a different kind of conversation about something else. The thing about why Stranger Things works is because it does what 80s horror movies used to do that they don't do today. And that's
actually shake and kill and scare you.
A fun monster, and there's like a what is that? And so like everything today is like very postmodern. Like that's where we get into that Scream, but after Scream, all of that stuff changed, and then it became everything became postmodern or above horror, or it became Saw. And so Stranger Things comes along and it's like, hey, remember when Pumpkinhead was fucking cool as shit? You know, remember Poltergeist? And
but I'm talking about specifically kids entertainment. I agree with you. I'm reminded of a movie I really like, Monster House. However, I mean, it's great, but however, the kids are walking into like a monster house with super soakers. I'm like, unless they urinated in those fucking super soakers so they could shoot the monsters with pee, why would the kids with the super soakers? What are you gonna fucking do? You know, like that's what annoys the shit out of me. Whereas in Monster Squad, they're melting down their mother's silverware to make fucking bullets and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but so one thing is that there was an arc in the Clone Wars about young Jedi, about younglings who go, and this is the one with David Tennant where he plays the lightsaber guy Huyang or something like that, Huang, and basically these kids go to Ilum, and on Ilum they have to basically go through some trials to get their lightsaber crystals and stuff like that. And George Lucas and Dave Filoni created that to be a Star Wars spin-off series of the Clone Wars. They wanted to make a whole different series, and that one was going to be more for kids, and it was going to tell the whole stories of those little Padawan kind of characters. That ended up not happening, and the series was just absorbed into the Clone Wars. And I've kind of wondered if Filoni has a hand in this, and if that's if that's a part of it. And this is Filoni kind of seeing.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to play the coach? Who's going to play the head teacher, the Coach Carter? You know,
Mr. Melding.
Like there's got to be, you know, they got to tie it around a seasoned actor, right?
What's this guy doing? What is this guy doing down there? What is this?
Weird.
He made a vertical video. Look at that.
What is this?
It's Dennis Lawson's size video. Look at that.
Is this fucking TikTok down here? What's going on down there, TikTok?
You guys, this is what you guys sound like right now.
No, that's what you're hearing.
Slow, I don't know.
Really?
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
I got a little Jesse. It's pathetic.
I hope you guys are happy that we got a little tiny Jesse, a little TikTok Jesse, a little clock sized. Yeah. Hu Yang, says Joel Williamson. That's right. Something like that. And
I think Chiwetel Ejiofor would be a great one of those. Or you go real classic, get yourself a John Cusack, right? Or right? I'm thinking, guys, I got to be fair here. Like what's her face? Aunt May, you know, fucking what's her face? Marissa Tomei.
Okay.
It'd be really great to get a schlubby Jedi like Jason Alexander.
Jason Ward.
Jason Ward. Right.
Yeah.
We can
we have
the deepfake technology. Larry's
just like
we can
bring
honestly
back. I hate you guys. I don't want to teach you.
We can bring back Bernie Mac now that we have the deepfake technology.
Oh, shit.
That'd be
Bernie
great.
Mac.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac as a Jedi. Yeah.
Come on, he would have been the coolest fucking every youngling would have been just fighting to get in that class.
Morris Day at the time, Jedi Academy, and he's just like, learn how to do the bird. Just teaching them how to do the bird every day. And they're like, Master, we want to learn how to lift rocks with our minds. Like, do the bird. So I would watch it. I would watch it. But
do you think these kids let other kids die because they don't have any attachments to them?
I have no attachment. You may die.
Look, this attachment shit is so fucking stupid. It's been coming up with some of my friends because the whole episode with Luke and little Yoder, and I'm like, yo, like this kid is gonna build an attachment with Luke. It's weird for Luke to tell Grogu, hey, you want an attachment with me or you want an attachment with that guy? You know, like how can you not build an attachment, especially if you're the only fucking student? You're gonna build a real close. Like, do you think Luke had no attachment to Yoda? You know, like Luke's attachment to Leia is what. I mean, Luke's attachment to Vader is what kept him from from. It's so weird, man.
Well, it's that's like I'm in no way an expert on like Buddhism, but one of the things, like letting go and letting go of your possession is the only way to reach the next level. Is kind of the idea that you're going to hold yourself and other people back and things back through attachment. I mean, it's right,
but then you have to really.
Idea, but it requires you to lose your humanity. I mean, that's
so what I'm saying is these kids are like in peril, like, sorry, no attachments, peace. They just run out. We should call the show No Attachments, and it's just it's an anthology show of Jedi not giving a shit about anything. Yeah. Because no attachments, bro.
Oh yeah, what I was gonna say, before little Jesse popped on, little tiny baby Jesse, is that I think the actual risk of doing a show like this is that people don't get it's not for them, and they turn on like, this is baby shit. It's Disney, Star Wars.
Hey man, dude, you're taking my whole gimmick here. Like this is what I planned on doing. Like what are you doing?
Yeah. Star Wars The Game says David Cross as the teacher. That'd be great. He can blow himself.
Oh, David Cross. That's a good one.
He'd be a chiss. Anyways, yeah, it would be no, but that's I think the actual like problem or the actual like risk that is run is that people don't get the difference between this and The Mandalorian. So they really actually need to make it pretty good, on its it needs to work for everyone, even though the intended audience is going to be probably 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds. So look at little Jesse. He's still down there, his little legs just jumping around. Are you a Nelwyn?
Well, I'm an itty bitty. So
you are. Yeah, get up. You know what? How about we get you a high chair? How about Patreon supporters? We need more Patreon supporters so we can buy Jesse a high
make
chair.
Sure it's the padded one though. I need the padded one because I need that.
He needs a donut. He needs a donut. He's
just put on a diaper. Boards. You'll be padded enough. You want to wear them.
Baby back pain.
My baby back.
Yeah. But yeah, no. What do you did you hear what we were talking about this like Jedi Kids show?
Yeah, I was kind of going. I was catching the Zach Morris and all that stuff. I was walking back to the computer.
Obviously, I don't think that's going to be the tone of the show. I mean, I'm fucking around, but it's like, do you think they can deliver a serious? When I say serious, I don't mean like fucking super serious. I mean a good drama, a good Star Wars drama with
Law and Order version of Star.
No, not a Law and Order. But we're talking like can they make Star Wars Goonies with Padawan and make that work in live action on Disney Plus in 2022?
No, because I don't. What made it for Goonies too was that the main actors were already kind of on a roll a little bit, and so
yeah, you're right.
And so that kind of gave them a little bit of push. And I think the way that marketing was done back then, it just kind of, oh, that's the kid from so and so. We're gonna go watch that. And now it's like you can watch them whenever you want. So whatever they bring out to the table has to be something that captures their attention totally and thematically, because otherwise, if it's not something like Grogu, I don't think it won't last. It'll probably go.
Let's sneak out the temple. Let's sneak out the temple and get mods.
Yeah, no, there's basically gonna be shit like that. Like, late you are, hour, no.
I modded my dick and I'm only 12. No attachments, dude.
No girl will still touch it.
He takes off his parts, dude. He's like, no attachments. Oh, like,
she still left me, guys. She still left me. I'm going Aquarish after this.
Literally detaches now. That I have so little attachments, it detaches.
I became Robo Dick for you.
It's what I would have done when I was 12. I was that asshole kid, like
Robert Rodriguez's dick gun comes back. And,
no, they're underage. It's not appropriate.
No, that was Tom Savini, right, with the dick gun.
Yeah, but Robert Rodriguez directed it.
Yeah.
So that maybe he'll bring it back, maybe. But yeah. Anyways, I'm excited to like see what they end up doing with it, though. I mean, if it connects and if it works, it could be interesting. It could be, as long as it doesn't, as long as it's not ultimately condescending,
right?
Yeah,
and if it tells a human story, I just want a little bit more of a human story. I don't want less of a Star Wars story. Right. If that makes any sense,
No, it makes
sense. I don't want him going on a quest to get kyber crystals and shit. Like I'm not.
Oh, that's gonna happen. Well, no, that's gonna happen for sure.
The least interesting fucking thing that there could be. But this crystal has a power rating of 7. Shut up.
Like, you know what?
He's the new fall guy.
He doesn't know.
Bill Murray needs to be their Jedi, and he could just give him that look. Okay.
So you're talking like meatballs in Star Wars.
No, I like that Bill. I like Bill Murray in Ghostbusters 2 at the very beginning. It was just really condescending.
Well, there's the Vigs. Let's a little bit puppies. It's a little kitten. Oh, we go
Valentine's Day. Bummer.
Yeah, I don't know when they're going to announce the show. I don't know if they're waiting until they do all the casting or what. It's kind of weird that they've held off.
Is there celebration this year? Is there celebration?
Yeah,
supposedly. Yeah.
And there you go. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. And it won't have filmed yet, but they'll be able to make
they'll wheel out all the kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They'll tell the kids stay off social media for the next 7 years.
The kids will be like, hashtag blessed.
Show, what is it? The Haunted Hathaways and the Thundermans. It'll be one of those kids.
Oh no!
Look, I mean, I think the best analogy to this would be Ghostbusters, the new one, right? Like Afterlife.
Yeah.
I mean, those are like a pretty good cast of kids, to the point where I wish there was a series that takes place in between this and the next film. Like low stakes, where they're just doing shit and kind of learning how to catch ghosts, and then they can go on the big adventure in the movie. Because it's like you just don't get to spend enough time with the kids just because of the nature of a film, But those were a good cast of kids, even though one of them was a Stranger Things. But
right. Yeah, there is a chance that something like this could start off, with them getting their kyber crystals, and like one of the things about it though that I think is worth considering is that children fucking loved when Harry Potter's this normal kid living under his aunt and uncle's fucking stairs, and nobody likes him and his family, and then he gets this thing going, you're a wizard, you're going to wizard school now, and he goes down there to buy his fucking wand. Kids love that shit. Like they were all about it.
I wondered when I'd be seeing you, Mr. Potter.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of like, if we end up having these kids, I think what the story would be is you have these 6 or 4 kids, whatever, and they're all living in these different mundane lives, and then essentially Hagrid shows up and takes them off to Hogwarts. And
but isn't this kind of like the side story to Shazam?
and Shazam, which if you were a 1930s kid, you liked, and if not, you thought you liked it until you saw the movie, and then you were mad about it. I don't know. Were people mad about
all the foster kids become the rest of the Shazam team?
That's
is that
actually
what happened?
I like that. Yeah, I liked it though. That did well. My problem with the film was as an adopted kid, it's just really fucked up to have a kid in your house for less than a month and you start saying that you're not family if you don't hug someone to family or some shit like that. I get real like, hey, fuck you. Yeah, I didn't hug anyone in that house for like a year. You know? Like, you don't just say we're family 10 minutes into this fucking shit. I'll stab your tires.
Fuck you up, dude.
Yeah. No, I'll ruin it. Hey, look, it's your fridge? No, not anymore. It's fucked up. Now I cut the cable.
Good suggestion there, Star Wars in game. David Cross as the teacher. It works very well for me. I love that guy.
Yeah, but I like how you read that one, but not this one.
Pull down this cat because Jesse said room.
Pull the camera down a bit, Jesse. Yeah, this guy. I don't know. But there was so one of these days when you watch that Clone Wars arc with the Jedi kids, there's a Wookiee Jedi named Gunji. I love Gunji. Gunji was the best. So I hope they bring back some kind of Gunji character. But where I was going with this is that we end up having these kids that they end up getting taken essentially to like the Jedi Order. They could do everything that worked for Harry Potter. That was sort of the I don't know, when I say procedural, I don't mean like it's like a crime story, but it's like, here's the procedure. You go and then you get your lightsaber and then you get your Jedi Master, and there's all the stuff where they're like, oh, I'm so scared. I hope I don't get Mace Windu. He seems mean, that kind of thing.
Yeah, a procedural is just a TV series that has the basic premise and it kind of starts over at the beginning of each week. Like Quantum Leap is a procedural, MacGyver is a procedural, Night Court is a procedural. Yeah. So, anyways, that kind of idea. And making that in there, that could be really huge for them. And if they played upon what's been successful in the recent years, and then of course they end up going on, they go to fight the troll in the basement kind of shit. If they end up doing that right and they pull on those strings right, they'll make a lot of cash off of it, and it'll probably be fun.
Who did they get? Who was the name of the guy who was the who bought all the stuff from the Mandalorian in the first season?
What?
The client from the Mandalorian first season.
Oh, yeah, the guy who directed the bear documentary where the guy gets eaten.
Herzog or whatever his name is.
Werner Herzog.
Yeah, if they got him to be in the show, that means they offered him a good chunk of cash. And so I think if they follow that kind of thing where they seek out somebody who's been in the sitcom world or been in that kind of world a little bit and has maybe a medium modicum success. Died, huh? Yeah, they would probably, if they threw enough money at him, I'm sure they would come.
Yeah,
because it'd be more.
Werner Herzog is just crazy though. Let's just get that out of the way. Herzog is fucking nuts. They might have been like,
I would have done it for nothing.
How much would you give?
Sit down, younglings. Let me tell you, like, the big red-headed Sith monster. Ruined my life.
Star Wars is shit. I will do it for $1 because it's shit. Okay, we'll give you $1.
No attachments. I wish I listened.
So, all right. Salvador Dali says, a Variety reporter spoke about a new trilogy after the rebirth of the Jedi. That sounds like George's ideas about rebuilt the galaxy from ashes. What do you know about that? Episodes 10 through 12? Yeah, when I think it was Vanity Fair. I think it was one of their writers, and they're like, I'm hearing whispers about Jedi can have attachments or something like that, and I'm just like, whatever that means. I just don't really see it going like a far away. What now? Jedi could grind on each other, but it's like
they want Jedi Gossip Girl basically.
Yeah, no, they don't. I mean, I'm saying like the people inside of Lucasfilm, they don't want that. You know what I mean? And so it's like, and then the only reason why I see something like that, like being like, oh, they could do romance. Romance could be a thing now, but they've been afraid of romance this whole entire time. I mean, like I would say these last Star Wars series on whole, all of these people, they don't fuck. They don't at all. Like Han Solo was like, "Hey, my
Yeah, and
hands
it's
are
a
dirty
big
too.
mistake that
Want to
Boba
cover
and
ourselves
Fennec
in
didn't
grease
develop.
and make
But
babies."
Boba and Fennec should have developed a relationship. That would have
Got some
been
ra-
a place to start doing it. Look, Star Wars has to get out of all the things it can't do. I don't care what George said. It has to move, or it's going to be a one-trick pony.
Yeah,
You
always
know,
will be.
if you can't sit there with a list of all the shit you can't do when you sit down to create. It's not an interesting, or it's not a good place to be. So, and that's where I get why Lucas set all this shit up, but at the same time, if you ignore it, it doesn't hurt the series. The only thing that hurts is that people are like, but George didn't want it that way. I don't care. I don't care what George wanted. Then he shouldn't have sold the shit if he cared that fucking much about it.
I'm gonna roll it back and say George was the last one to put fucking in the series at all.
Exactly.
Right.
Like
And
since
look
then,
what
we have
happened.
nothing.
See,
What was
George made it. George made it where it was forbidden, which made it hotter. That's how he saw it. Not saying it worked that way, but that's how he saw it. Was they're not supposed to, so when they do, it's they're whatever.
Everybody who kisses in the Star Wars universe ends up dead
Yeah.
before their
guess.
time.
Yeah, like real life, huh, Jesse?
Yeah.
Just like real life.
No, before their time. Untimely
No.
deaths there, Rob.
No. Well, I was going to call it verboten, but they
Verboten.
told me that that's not going to play well. Like so.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear verbal.
As Jesse points that out, Joel's like, Kanan and Hera fucked. That's true.
Yeah,
but I mean,
one's dead, isn't it?
One's dead. One's dead. Yeah, it's true.
So at least one half of the pair who kiss always die.
Well, the thing is that that the rules
everyone eventually dies, Jesse. I don't know if you're aware of this or not.
You don't know that. It's the Star Wars universe, bro. You don't know that.
Dude, my thing is
democracy died. Who did democracy kiss?
The sweet cheeks of the Emperor.
Where did James had a comment and it like just like disappeared on me. Okay, here it is.
Who's spamming us here?
Yeah, let's not acknowledge it. The rules Lucas rolled out applied to the episodic movies only, but the rules that Lucas put out were about Jedi, and so when it comes to like all of the other characters like Han Solo and like Kira and stuff like that, like Han Solo, Lando, those guys were all about schmoozing with ladies and having space adventures or whatever Lando's into that day. And it's like they kind of made him I don't know. Yeah. They really shy away from it. They really are afraid of offending somebody or doing it wrong. And I kind of think that on one hand they like need to figure it out, because what do you actually end up with? I'm not saying that like people should go around acting like Han Solo and my hands are dirty too to strangers on the street who they're trying to pick up on. I'm not saying that at all, but you do have a bunch of nerds with low social interaction in the real life, and this might be the space to like maybe pass on how to do that better. How to do that.
We take it basically talking about how like every show so far, everything that's been released, kind of except for maybe The Mandalorian, has been like, oh, we're just dipping our toe in the water to see how it feels and see how everybody else feels, and then we're gonna jump in instead of, okay, we've established a lot of stuff, people like what we do, let's just jump in with both feet. Screw the dipping my toes into the water to see how it feels, because I think that's part of what they're doing. They're trying to see, okay, how does the fandom feel about this? And it's like, okay, well, you see that they're willing to accept the things that you've been putting out so far. Jump in with both feet. Let's do it. Marvel jumps in with both feet, and hell, they're going to 11 with Multiverse of Madness, and they got to keep up somehow, or Star Wars is just going to fade.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like they definitely need to get into like a better stride with their content, but at the same time, I mean, like I don't really think, like, I don't know if we should view it as a competition like Marvel's doing good, so Star Wars is doing bad. Star Wars needs to do because it's two different animals. You know what I mean?
But just that success that both of them could have,
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of weird though because I think like Marvel gets it so much easier because all they have to do like Lucasfilm has never been able to get the branding of Star Wars away from the characters. Like everything with Marvel, like people are like, oh, that's Iron Man, that's Captain America, that's Hulk. I like all of those things individually. Whereas Star Wars fans and the culture at large see Star Wars as this blanket huge thing with everything under the same umbrella.
And there was no bigger hill to climb, Jason, than making Captain America cool.
Yeah.
You can't get over it. Star Wars never had a Captain America's a big fucking dork problem in the Star Wars universe. There wasn't that, like you could Jar Jar Binks is the closest thing and they just shuffled them aside. Yeah. But like that they could have completely botched Captain America versus making him like it's. Remember how people were like they're making Captain America, blah 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 blah. Like it just so. But what it comes down to is they need to, start telling human stories. That's the Boba Fett stuff that didn't work, and in the Mando, the thing that Mando works is he has at the center the Grogu thing works not just because it's a little Yoda, it's because it's a human story about a father son. That's something you can finally relate to on some level. Like even if I don't have a kid, but I had a father.
Yeah.
So and beyond the surface level movies, hey, we had a kid and he went bad, and there he is. There's the kid. See, we had a kid. There, put in the movie. Like that ain't. They gotta explore relationships, And then on top of it is a lightsaber and a blaster.
No, not right now.
I'm for all. What I like about this is that, there's no expectations with this. So
true, right?
I just think the pressure is far less internally than if it's some fucking name, like if this was a Weequay show, everyone would be like, that ain't how he roll Freetown, like Weequay rolls this way.
Weequay equalizer.
Yeah. Freetown. This is stupid as fuck.
We're at Freetown now.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I like it when they're like, the people of Mos Espa are dependent on us, that's why they're killing them. People in Mos Espa are murdering you left and right. It's threw your pigs on a ledge. They don't really care about you as a. Yeah, the people of Freetown care about it. This is so weird, man. The more I think about it, Jason.
No Ben Solo resurrection.
I'm trying to ban the person, but
I reported him and took him off and everything. So
I feel bad. That I can't. I'd be on that right now, Jason. I do. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm just trying to
deal
with it. But cool. Thank you. Yeah. When it comes to like basic like kind of Star Wars romance and shit like that, though, like if you're gonna put four like teenagers as the show goes on, they're gonna be teenagers, and then there's gonna be like, wow, we're all friends. It's like it starts to feel like, how like when you have to go to church when you're a kid, and when you're at church, there's like the way that you're supposed to act, but then there's a way that everybody's actually acting. And a lot of those shows seem to go with the way of the Disney franchises. They always act like they're at church. And I'm not saying that their kids should be hooking up and shit like that. I am not saying that. What I am saying, though, is that like if you're going to have Ezra Bridger with Sabine, and they're together for 4 years, and he hits on her on the first day and then never does again. Like, that didn't even make sense to me, really. You know what I mean? And it's like,
is it more like the Stand By Me crowd with the kids? Are we kind of looking?
Well, no, I don't know. I'm just more of that. Like it's kind of weird how Star Wars handles romance in general. Like it was still kind of surprising.
Things, I mean, there's a relationship between the girl and the kid. It's there, so like there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
no, there isn't anything wrong with it. But
if they have a Jedi show and these kids never have a crush on another Jedi, another fellow peer, it's just beyond weird.
Really beyond weird.
It's good. Though they won't seem human. They'll be like, this is not believable. It's just like in Harry Potter when you get to that one movie I had to sit through where he's in a tent with Harmony, whatever her name, Hermione,
Green.
and he's in the chick with Emma Watson. And I'm just like, you're telling me that dude ain't putting a move on that girl? I don't give a fuck what that book says. You ain't even trying? Like, just so you know, like, come on.
Right?
No, he does it. He does it. Ron does it. Ron plays a long game, and he makes it happen.
You're Harry fucking Potter. You're in this. This is. All right, man. This is. It's the least believable thing in that movie to me. I'm like, get out of here, you know? Like, I was a nerd and I would have tried, you know? Like, come on.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. No, but I mean, but so I'm curious as to what they're actually like building off of. But if they're combining Stranger Things with Harry Potter and Star Wars, that could work. It could, you know, if they write good stories, it could work and it could go into an interesting place.
I'm
They
really
managed
interested
to
to
keep
see
this going with Fantastic Beasts. So I mean, I guess.
That shit's boring though.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I've never
I'm interested to
finished
see who's putting the show together. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, who's writing, who's the
Yeah.
showrunner, who's directing. I mean, that's what I'm interested. If it's Robert Rodriguez, and I'm being a dick here, right? Just please, you know. But if they were like Robert Rodriguez doing Tales of Jedi, I'm like, oh shit. That would be a great
boy, I
triple
love
down.
a girl in Star Wars. You thought about that, bro? And Filoni's like, I like it. Let's do it.
Or you know,
And-
even Bryce Dallas Howard or Chen.
But she's busy, man. Like, isn't she directing a movie? Where's
Supposed
that
to do
Fight of
Flight
the
of the
Navigator?
Yeah, it's supposed to do Fight of the Navigator. But who knows if it's going to happen? You know, movies get
No,
announced. all the
I
time.
need a whole new crew here. Like, I'm just, you know, I want to know who they are. They
Yeah.
they have all that figured out. I mean, they just haven't announced it, right? So
Series with Broom Boy and his friends. How he gets off the
I would
planet.
love to see that.
Yeah, this is, I believe, High Republic. So this is just when the Jedi Order is stable. That way, the kids don't have to go
Oh, a
into
Mop and Glow kid.
like Civil War.
Mhm.
You know, but they get to have little space adventures. I guess is the concept. But
Are there malls in Star Wars? Can they go to the mall?
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
dress like Jem.
I think Princess
Hey, I
Leia
like
went to
you.
the mall. She seems like a micro.
I love Jen on the holograms. When they made that fucking shit ass movie, I was like, what the fuck is this?
They made a movie about Jem and the holograms.
Yeah, but it was like it was it had nothing to do with the actual cartoon that we grew up liking, actually
Oh.
watching.
If you don't give them big hair and
It
glitter,
was just the name. It was really just the name.
yeah. Yeah, there was a one episode where a bad band shows up and they're called Nirvana, and it was 1987. And I've heard Kurt Cobain talk about the Gem show before, and I wonder if he got the name from the cartoon.
Why not?
We'll never know, but it was in there. It was in there. But yeah. But when we have you know a Cassian Andor coming, that's going to be like spy drama, and then we have Kenobi, which is just like deep Star Wars lore. You know what I mean? Like expanding and playing with the lore in a deeper way. And then we have the other High Republic show, which is like supposed to be like political intrigue and that kind of jazz and sorcery, the Sith
House of
stuff.
Sedek cards.
Yeah. So you know we have that side of it. Then we end up with, I guess there does seem to be a space for this kind of show.
You
know what I
and
mean?
Joel. I like that one. Shopping mall.
So Nike, I think it's going to be 2 months before. So I would say some window in the time frame of March 25th is what I think we said.
I mean, would they attach that kind of a trailer to the Batman movie?
I wouldn't expect those trailers have played in the theater before, but I wouldn't expect theatrical releases to really have a big bearing on their layout, especially since this layout for this was done during the pandemic. So they had no idea what the world was going to be like when this trailer finally came out. Okay. So I'm going to say I kind of doubt it. Because a lot of times, like fans think, "Oh, like this was bad. I didn't like Boba Fett last night, therefore the Kenobi thing came today, and that means this." Now they made the choice to do that Kenobi poster probably 6 months ago. They had no idea if their shit stunk yet or not. They really aren't as dynamic as you'd think, and that's why they get so pissed off. Like whenever like I would like release posters and stuff, because they're like, you ruined our whole thing. It's like
I'm just trying to think if so. Basically, it's probably just going to be them putting it out at this point. It's not going to be attached to anything. We're not going to have to watch any show or TV thing events.
I don't know what's going on March 25th. I don't even know what the date is today.
The only thing you got is March Madness, which is college basketball, really.
Yeah.
They're just gonna drop it on the net, man, like on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's basically what it's gonna be. Because the NBA finals are until June, and
it'll be right when Chris is having a match. You know, you can't watch it. It throws off his whole game.
Hello, Star Wars Meg. Congratulations to Meg again on her 100,000
big
subscribers. 100,000 followers. That's cool, man. Right on.
Wait, so her comment just disappeared again. Maybe she
really?
deleted
I see it.
You see it? Yeah, on my end, all I see is shopping mall.
No, I got her. Hey, Jesse. Hey, Jason, Jesse, and Force Ghost Rob.
But I can't put her comment up. But yeah, I can say you pretty much got yourself your own clone army now. You could cause all kinds of trouble if you want to.
Exactly right.
But good job, Meg. Anyways, yeah. When it
lay down,
we're like I said, we're like in this place now, where all of these shows though seem to like cater towards sort of like different aspects of the fandom, and in a weird way, I think that's actually very smart. But on the other hand, it may end up giving the illusion that Star Wars is always treading water and in trouble, because if it's not doing it for a group of people all the time. So I think that like the realistic hope is that it, for like us hardcore fans, all of these things work for us just at the level of what they are because of the Star Wars connotation or connection, I should say. And so if that works, and then we have all of these other, demographics being kind of satiated, then it could be a really good thing. And I kind of see, I think, what they're doing now with all of these different shows. And so we'll have to see if it's smart or not, but it's definitely not the Marvel, method at all. It's not at all. It's a completely different approach. And so, I think that's why we're going to end up with like, that one guy on YouTube that's like, all of this stuff is crap. Why isn't everything like Mandalorian season 1? Like that guy, because he doesn't like anything but the Mandalorian thing that plays on that, playing with the action figures in live action.
That's what Marvel's doing right now with their TV, actually. Yeah. So,
is it that? Yeah, is it that? Yeah. I'm not saying it's not.
They're just not the same things, man. None of them are, and that's none of them are the same things. They're just not. So I got friends who won't. Well, I don't. That's a good thing. Again, that's what you don't want, a comic book company that makes one fucking comic. Like as much as I love Image in the 90s was one fucking thing over and over again. It's not a good place. Once you diversify, they got a Walking Dead in there, and boom, that changes everything. And so that's what they're doing with their TV. Moon Knight ain't Falcon and the Winter Soldier or What If. And so that's what I hope that's why I'm really interested to find out who's putting this together, and why I'm not interested when it's like the same Mando crew on a show, right? Yeah, because it's like I just don't want the same tone across every show,
Yeah.
It's not really a universe then. Sorry, go ahead.
No, every morning before school, when we get up, like we have like videos on, and usually Meg has a new video in the morning at that time for us, and I put it on, and whenever I have a story out and my story ends up on Meg's show, that's like the only time that my kids think I'm cool at all. And it's like funny because like they know more than anybody. And I tell them, like what's going on. They're like, well, it's cool, or whatever. And but when Meg tells them, then it's cool. So got it.
I had my wife recently do that to me. She was like telling me some shit about color, and I'm like, I literally fucking do this for a living. I tell you this all yeah, but it's there on the video. Like, now it's real to you. Like, okay,
yeah,
let's see how that
goes. She's like, yeah, but you don't wash your dishes right away every time, so fuck you. Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever
basically. That's how marriage. I told him, like, this is how marriages fail, right? Like, you're lucky I think this is funny. Like, this could go a whole nother way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this kid's got emotions.
Does he? Do you need to go?
Oh, no, he's fine now. It's just that he takes things very literally because of his slight autism, and so like he's playing with a kid online for Fortnite that he's been playing with recently, and because he can't find him and he can't play today, my son came in here crying because he's like, it's like he thinks that it might be something to do with him, or something bad happened to his friend, and it's more of like he thinks something bad happened to his friend, and that's why he's not there. And it's like, no, it's okay, he'll be back, and it's just, it's good that he's getting the socialization though, but that whole year that we wasted with him being home really took a toll on him, and especially socially.
Right.
So it's getting him in there just gradually back. It's just a little bit of work, but it's worth it, man, because I love this kid.
He's a good kid and a hell of a Fortnite player, if I may say so myself.
Yep.
My kid pulled a Rob the other day.
Oh,
cringe joke?
No, not that Rob. He was at school, and they put everybody into groups of 4 or 5, or everybody's supposed to have 5, but he ended up in the group that only had 4. So he's already mad now because now there's less opportunities to earn points. He's not dumb, and he learned that's less opportunities to earn points. So he's pretty pissed because now he knows it's unlikely that he won't win. And then this team started not doing well, and he was doing everything right, but they weren't. So he was super pissed, and he just got up and he just left.
Wow.
Yeah, he just left. Yeah. And I was like, shit, didn't Rob do that? Didn't Rob just leave one day?
I did. I just left one day. It's like, I don't know how to do this. I really don't have to be here. Like, luckily I had a friend explain to me about running away from your problems kind of thing,
Yeah.
So like it was a lesson that of course I had to sit in the back of a police car or sheriff's car to, you know what I mean? I'm sitting behind bars thinking about, all right, I don't want to go to jail. I could end up somewhere. So I'll just sit home and never leave. That's success. And here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am.
I just got off probation.
I go, so I have to go, and then I have to have like the talk with them, and I pretty much had to give them the old dad conversation of it's not if you win or lose, but it's how you play the game here, kind of thing. And he got kind of bored of it, but after I kept hammering it into his head, but I think he got it. So I hope so. But
what you need to do is super chat Star Wars Meg, so she says it on her show, and then he'll listen.
I don't think Meg doesn't do live streams, does she? She just does explainer videos.
You're right.
Yeah,
that's why she's so concise. And stays on target.
Stays on target. Stays out of trouble. But
stays out of trouble.
Yeah.
Never.
That's the good thing about doing a Star Wars Santa show is you're like, you can't get in trouble.
Except when Star Wars Meg predicts about Crimson Dawn, then she gets into trouble. We all have our weaknesses.
She didn't get in trouble.
She gave herself trouble. She's like, I was wrong about that. I watched the show.
Yeah,
it's like me and Chris with this trailer. Like, is it going to be March or not? Like, I'm so hoping they release it the day of.
I just wish that it like they would make some comments now that the show's done, like about what about that Crimson Dawn music that was in there, like what was that about, and I think the explanation is just that's the underworld theme. That's been my caveat to the whole thing the whole time, is that's not Crimson Dawn, that's just the underworld. And if that's the case, can you just confirm that? Can you just say it somewhere? It would be kind of interesting.
Truly.
No.
So it is like a Law and Order with the song. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Isn't that a really good? Like, I don't even watch that show, and I know that shit. That's how good that is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing beats the theme to Night Court.
I was dating I was dating this girl at the start of the pandemic, and wanted to. She was like, "What? You got to see it." And she made me watch a bunch of Law and Order. And at first, I was really bored, but then I started to make fun of it a lot, and then I started to like making fun of it, and I started to think it was hilarious how bad it was. And then I think she realized it was a big mistake, and we broke up.
Yeah, Ice-T, yo. I watch it for Ice-T.
Yeah.
I dated a girl that was way into Days of Our Lives, and I got to tell you, I had to find a way into it. I was like, once I was like,
of the hourglass turn. So
I was like, this is X-Men without the powers. Once I figured that one out, I could watch the whole show.
True.
Bowen Hope, Cyclops, and Jean Grey, right? Wolverine and Jean Grey, however you want to do it.
The ever elusive Magneto.
Stefano.
Yeah. He's still alive, dude. He's still doing stuff on that show.
See,
I am excited for a old Darth Vader. I think it's going to be a really good. I think it's going to be really good to see Darth Vader at his peak. That's what I'm excited for.
I would agree, and I'm also excited to see how Deborah Chow and them construct that fight. Or the series of fights, however that works out. And that doesn't involve just chromatic aberration and lens flares every time someone does a modern Vader versus Anakin fight. It's like, yeah, I get it. A lot of quick cuts and lens flares that they.
I want to see Vader get get his armor jacked up a little bit, and he goes back to his little place, and he's got because he's got more than one suit. He's basically the Iron Man of the Empire. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna put these combat boots on today, and I'm gonna get these shirt, and I'm gonna wear this cape.
When he works on himself, Jesse, the mod techno theme comes on. That's the new theme for working on your mods.
What if Thundercat is the leader of the Jedi kids? It's like Thundercat and the kids. It's like, hey, and they're like Thundercat. He's like, come on, kids, let's go play some bass lines and get some mods. Nerf. No, not Thundercats. Thundercat. Different. It's different.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Thundercats.
And the original HBO theme song is fucking sweet as fuck, and you are completely right.
Yeah.
Like,
I used to like watching Dream On. Dream On was a great show.
Dream On. Oh God. I used to get so pissed. I used to hate when that show came on because number one, it meant that a movie I wanted to watch wasn't coming on, and it was going to be like really lame boobs instead of like staying up for like the good late night boobs. I was like, let's just get to the good late night boobs already. Come on, HBO.
I love that actress, man. I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Man, I actually do you
Wendy
remember?
Malick. That's right, Wendy Malick.
Do you remember back in the back then there'd be like your HBO like late night Skinemax. I use porn loosely, but it would be like dubbed. It'd be like Italian, and it would be like it would be like
Emmanuel's Red Shoe Diaries or some shit like that.
No. This is way later, like Red Shoe Diaries and shit like that. And then there was like Emmanuel in space.
Emmanuel though,
like the original Emmanuel definitely falls into that like space. Yeah. What the fuck was that? Like I remember watching this one as a kid, and it's set like in medieval times or something. It wasn't really clear, and I remember like two of the weird things about it. I was like, I think they're gonna do it in the butt. I remember that was when it was like, because it was like this like lumberjack and like a princess, and the princess would go down to the lumberjack cabin, and then he's like, and she's like, I am being married. I'm to be married in a fortnight, and he's like, then tonight I will take you in a way I never have before.
Does he get the butter and then unfortunately reenacts that fucking scene?
It definitely implied that they were going downtown.
Churn that butter.
And it was super weird because it was dubbed. And there is a Star Wars connection here because I remember I was actually drawing Leia in her poncho while I watched it. And anyways, But then later on,
the
princess
connections
goes down. The princess goes down to like a lake, like a river bank, maybe like some water. And there was this guy sitting there, and he was taking peanuts, and he was eating the peanuts and taking the shells and putting the shells like on his dick and using his dick as a slingshot. And she was like, "Oh my word, you can shoot that far!" And he's like, "You have no idea." And I was like,
"Oh my god." From what I understood, was that a lot of those movies were basically like the cut down, edited version of some porn. It's like,
so there was like some like 7.
You could probably find that movie with all of the scenes, like, you know, porno. But when they were broadcasting on Max, they just
like.
I guarantee you
up to a point, and that's it. Yeah, and later
I guarantee you the red letter media guys know the answer to this.
Like,
you're right.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like I wonder if that has like a name, like is it a genre? You know what I mean? Like, is it or?
I don't know.
Or is it just like so sleazy that they just don't talk about it? You know, I don't know. But it was.
That.
But I mean, it was a whole
Kurtz
thing.
did with his career after he left my saga.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you just highly sought after.
KG says cringe.
It is cringe.
Hey, it was a whole thing. It was
the way of the world back then.
This show would be so great if you just stopped talking about late night Eurotrash softcore porn and Skinemax in the middle of
well, when you put it that way, you're definitely right.
It's got a point. I can't disagree with the comments. I just can't do anything about it. This is what happens. This is what happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean like people that do like the explainer videos, like, you know, like here's the reason why Porkins was fat. Like, I just don't really want to watch. No. I don't really want to do those, you know. I don't want to make those videos, and it's like, I know why he was fat, because he ate his emotions. All right.
No, he was still pretending Biggs Darklighter was alive and using his lunch card.
They died together, man. They died together.
They did. They died together. Holy shit! Just got way more meaningful.
Right. Huh. He's like Porkins, why do you keep eating? He's like, because we're gonna fucking die, dude. Let's be honest, we're fucking dead, and I'm gonna enjoy this fucking large ass fucking, I don't know, K2 sandwich.
I was supposed to be on space dialysis for the last 6 months.
Everyone laughed at Fixer for hanging behind on the planet, but you know who's still getting laid? not those two idiots. It might be sad Nook, but I'm still doing it, and they're not. So here I am.
You're always in the saddle, Morty.
Yeah. I can't lie. I haven't really enjoyed reading any of the books in a very long time.
Star Wars of the Sith, but it's a comedy, like Head of the Class.
I haven't enjoyed the like comics or any of that stuff. So like for me, this show is about the live action stuff. You know,
yeah,
that's where it's at for me. And
except for when we spend 18 fucking weeks devoted to a cartoon that goes nowhere.
You're being too hard on it. It's not
18 weeks.
No, it's not.
It's a long time. It's 16 weeks, man. Like, it's 3 months of that shit.
No, there's a lot of stuff. When I should say I like the animation stuff too. I do believe that the animation stuff can be very good. I love the Clone Wars. Like, if they were just making that constantly, I'd be totally fucking happy about it. But when it comes to the print stuff, and I feel like maybe they will come back and try to make up for some of the like erasure of things that they've done recently, where they're like, oh, it does matter, but it totally doesn't. Maybe they'll try to make up for it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's where this is going to go. Like I remember in Bad Batch, you have what's her name, Fennec, and you have Boba's sister, and there's Cad Bane. Well, we have two of those characters meet again in like Boba Fett, and they don't say anything. But like on one hand, why would they talk about a job from 25 years ago? Like they wouldn't. So a part of me is like okay with that. But then when you have like the Wookiee and you have Boba Fett, like those guys like traveled together for a while and had adventures. Like they definitely know each other. It would be kind of weird if it is weird that if there was like no acknowledgement of like, you know, that they have any kind of past. And what's even weirder about that is Star Wars always seems to like kind of like get off on that, like that implication of past
At
relationships.
one time in a nest of Gundocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
they reference shit that we've never seen and don't even know what the fuck a Gundark is, but here we are. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Strong enough to pull the ears off a Gundark.
You know, or Black or Sen, I haven't seen you forever, you piece of shit. Just something like that, you know. Instead, they're just like, no, we're not even gonna. Nope, we're not gonna do it here.
Oh, I came across
that's
that
what I
Bad
found.
Batch toy the other day, so I had to grab
Oh,
it.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, somebody sent
You
me
know
a
what would
picture.
have been a fun scene is if they were at the table and it's Fennec and Boba and the Wookiee, and like they're all telling stories shitting on other bounty hunters. And this one time Dengar slipped in his own poop and everyone's laughing. I got one. They're just shitting on other fucking bounty hunters. And then like when Black or Sen goes roar, 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 and they all laugh. like there's just so many cool. Like I'm telling you, it wouldn't take much to get me to go, this is a fucking cool show from this show, other than 100% the fucking writing's horrible. Like, I'm sorry, the writing on Boba Fett is the worst I have seen since the fucking Ewok films out of live action Star Wars. That's it. Like, and as a kid, I did not get, I was like, Star Wars, turn it on, fell asleep. And I was a highly entertained kid, man. You know, like, I wasn't a kid who was like walking out on shit, you know? So I sat through Blade Runner because I knew it was cool, but I didn't understand what I was watching. But Ewok movie's fucking boring as shit. That's a stretch, man, by any imagination. And this is just stupid. I'm like, that would be great. Just that way, if you didn't have the bounty hunters, they could be talking, because that was what you would do. If you're all former bounty hunters, all you do is get in there and talk about, like, my first job and one time I did, and then they could say they did a job for a town and they didn't really care and they left them and they all died, and there could be like an uncomfortable silence. Anything fucking resembling normal human behavior would be appreciated from any Star Wars moving forward. You know?
Boss, you're not back allowed in here until you grow real legs.
And then Chrysanthemum finds he goes to wipe his mouth, looks over, grabs a fucking, and it's the pelt. What the fuck is this shit? Like,
yeah. No, like we thought from the get-go that was going to be a thing that was going to come back, and it just didn't. It was like, what are you doing? That is the epitome of fucking up Chekhov's gun, right? Right.
I mean, he could have helped him properly bury it, apologize to him, and say, "This is not how we're going to run things." You know, this is not how we're going to do things here. Like, there could have been something there, like anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I guess if I remember right, I have never read any of his books or whatever, but that Chekhov guy, he says this thing where, you know, if you have a pistol on the wall and you describe it in your novel, in the next chapter or the next act, that gun better fire.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't put it in the fucking chapter. And so it is literally like the equivalent, the epitome of the Chekhov's gun situation. You put a Wookiee scalp in there, and then you.
I know, but just when you mentioned Chekhov during a science fiction conversation, I'm going the nuclear vessels in Alameda. Like I'm just thinking of the wrong Chekhov.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. The very first time I ever heard of it, I thought it was referring to a Star Trek trope. The very first,
right. But I know the rule. I agree with it.
Yeah. No. That's what I thought though, because I thought like they're saying Chekhov from Star Trek. I looked up. I'm like, oh, and so he's this writer that I'm never going to read. Okay, sounds good. But yeah, it was like literally the epitome of it. I was like, what are you guys doing? I hope maybe it pays off in season 2 if they do one or something. You know. I mean, it would be kind of cool if he put it on and became like another Wookiee, and he could go like on secret missions. Have they ever considered that?
No. Oh no, he dances in front of the mirror.
Visibility.
and then all of the Trandoshans think the ghost of the Wookiee they killed is back, and they're like, "We're never going to do that again. We're so sorry, man."
I'm not Black Chrysanthemum. I am,
I'm Larry.
this other Wookiee.
I'm see-through
I'm Larry
Chrysanthemum.
Kaka.
Gunji.
Larry
It's
Kaka.
Gunji's fucking pelt, bro.
No, it's not Gunji, you piece of shit.
It's Gunji's pelt. I just did it.
There's this
Head
guy
cannon.
that helped me hunt him down. His name was Kitster. He always, knew where to go.
It's their adventures, but yeah,
Black Crusader comes where Kitzer is just sitting there minding his own fucking business. Oh, there rips fucking Kitzer's head off.
yeah.
Puts it down the street.
The other thing that
You're like,
we keep getting messages about is like Mando and the saber at the end. That like they're like he left the saber on the ground and he backs away from the droid and then leaves the saber and then the saber's not there. Then he has it on his belt. Like that's wrong. And I'm like, there's like 15 shots in between it that I think
That's the shot they complained about.
Yeah, they're complaining about the spin the whole time. I mean, this is at least this has more of like
Luke threw away his saber on the, and how did he get it back? I didn't see. He threw away the saber. Remember? Like, yeah, he obviously picked it up. They didn't have to show you every fucking scene. Hey, you didn't see that scene where Luke had to rearrange his crotch a little bit here and there too.
we all did.
Or when he's in the elevator with Vader and Vader farts, but it's like a synthesizer fart now because he's got a Casio butthole, So,
yeah. They have one of those little tiny computer speakers where his asshole used to be before it burned out. It goes.
Oh, it's like
he sounds like the Optimus Prime voice modulator.
The phone call that would come for Batman or something like that.
But yeah. Anyways, I think we're gonna call this one an episode. I think we did it. I think we covered the day's news, and
so we are interested in, I'm not gonna say excited, but we're definitely open to the premise of this show, right? Like, grammar rodeo.
Yeah.
And I'm curious.
We don't know what it is.
And Rob, and I should have said earlier, you may be right that this Tales of the Jedi may be a completely different thing, about different stuff altogether, and this may be a completely different show, called I don't know.
We're gonna get over to Jedi and Kenobi too, there, Nikki.
But hopefully. And then do we think that we'll see more Jedi?
Oh, I get it. Grammar school, and they're all together like a rodeo.
That's what I said. I'm saying it's like a crazy school, right? It's like, whoa, the rodeo, wild.
Grammar school,
grammar school.
Yeah,
rodeo.
I see.
Yeah.
This is like the time I thought the hotel was a ship. Right?
Oh, did you know that Han and Leia are having their honeymoon on the ship?
God, that's terrible.
Did you know that?
For an extra $100, can we watch it? Like, go look into the room and see.
For you can be in it.
So if you want that, all you have to do is live in the United States, stay in that room, buy a bunch of guns, don't get any kind of like locking system or cabinet, and just leave the guns and ammo out and ignore your kid for a while and see what happens. You might be able to have the actual Luke and Leia or Luke and Han experience fully. Unfortunately, because we live in a dumb world. But anyways, and then do I think that we will see more Jedi in Kenobi? What do you mean, bud? You mean like in them? Maybe. No, but there are other Jedi for sure. I promise. That's my guarantee. There will be more Jedi in Kenobi than Obi-Wan. Yes,
mark my words.
Yeah, for sure.
See, what other show's going to give that to you, huh?
Right?
I mean, other than the ones that just make shit up, But yeah,
you had to learn. You had to Google what Lady Chatterley was. But hey, you're welcome.
Exactly. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Ward's going to give it to you. Right?
Whoa! Watch it! Watch
how we do it.
Like DMX, like that. Wards is gonna give it to you. Like
I haven't played this in a long time. So I'm
Give
gonna
you the
play this little
California
video.
love.
I'm gonna play this little video, and then we're gonna go. We're gonna leave.
California
Bye,
love.
guys. It doesn't work. It just straight up doesn't work.
It's not about spaceships.
Making Star Wars Show. Making Star Wars Show. Making Star Wars Show. Making Star Wars Show.
It's not about spaceships.
Bye.